Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Hedgeman Group International. Today we're going to talk about the new rules of money, right? This is what we're going to be talking about today. So before we get into that, just to give you a little insight about who I am. So my name is Coach Keyon Corniffe. I am a regional marketing director with the Hedgeman Group here. Before this, I used to work three jobs. I used to work from 3:45 in the morning to 11:30 at night. And I did that for quite some time. And then I was introduced to a previous company in the financial industry where I worked at for 10 plus years. Within that company, they changed my life. They teach me a lot about finance and position me to continue being great. So that's why today now at HGI, I've learned and understand even more and continue teaching families the new rules of money. So let me give you some more insight. When we talk about financial independence, it's a decision. It is a decision. It's not a dream. You see, you got to imagine what your quality life could be. You got to imagine that. Imagine what it could be like to control your life. Imagine if you could have it all. Imagine if money was not a concern. And imagine the life your children could have. Imagine the trips you would love to go on. Imagine the life you would love to live. Just imagine that. Just imagine that for a second. So money is a problem. We understand that money is a problem, and it's for everyone in America. You see, when we think about debt, did you know that the average household has a credit card balance totaling about $6,929? The average student loan debt is $47,000 plus dollars, and the average total debt is $135 plus $1,000, including a mortgage. That's for the average person that's dealing with debt right now. How about taxes? Did you know in 2018, Americans will work until April. Listen to this, until April 19th to pay its tax burden, right? This is what's going on. Americans will spend more money on taxes in 2018 than food, clothing, and housing combined. And then you think about inflation, right? Look at what's going on with inflation right now, right? $1 in 1972 is worth less than 17 cents today. And the average inflation rate from 1972 to 2018 was at 3.97%. So I want you to think about what is inflation right now, over 8%. We think it'll keep happening. And when you think about savings, us Americans saving less than anyone in the world. America can save about 5.4% of their income compared to Germany at 9.9% and Spain at 11.78%. These are the money problems our families are facing every day within the debt, taxes, inflation, and savings. And that's why HGI is here to help. So money is a problem. Money is always the problem. How about life insurance, right? If you die tomorrow, your family could be broke in a year. Did you know that the average face amount of an individual life insurance policy includes in 2017 was $163 plus $1,000? That's not even enough if you know you're dying. Do you know about long-term care? We're living way longer and more likely to get a chronic or critical or terminal illness before we die. Did you know in 2019, the annual median cost of a home health aid was actually over $52,000, and the annual median cost of a nursing home in a private room was over $102,000. So you think about retirement, and it says according to U.S. Census Bureau, the average American 65 or older retire on an income of $36 plus $1,000 or less a year. 10% of all Americans retire in poverty. Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be that person that retire and have to still go work a part-time job? So it's time to take control. Do you want to take control? There are things that you can do now. And the first one is that you got to learn how to pay yourself first. You got to put yourself and your family before any other obligation that you may have. You're also going to learn how to earn additional income to speed up your success. Consider part-time work and build a second source of income here with HGI. Adjust your lifestyle. Understand the difference between your wants and your needs. You got to set your priority and develop a discipline and a budgeting plan here. And you got to avoid credit traps. You got to avoid those credit traps, guys. Avoid the pitfalls of plastic money. Buy only what you can afford and pay with cash. So you got to change your thinking, right? That's what we want to help you do. You got to change your thinking, change your financial program, right? And understand that you got to change the way you think about money, guys. You got to change that if you want to make anything happen. See, that's why here at HGI, we have what's called our 6 steps of financial security. Success begins with financial education. So here, we're going to teach you how to increase your cash flow. You're going to learn how to earn additional income and manage your expenses. You're going to learn how to manage your debt. You're going to learn how to consolidate your debt and how to eliminate these debts. You're going to learn how to create an emergency fund and how you can save 3 to 6 months of your income to prepare for the unexpected expenses. You're going to learn about proper protection. You're going to learn how to protect yourself against any loss of income for you and your family and protect your family's asset at the same time. You will also learn how to build wealth, how to outpace inflation, active money management, and most importantly, you're going to learn how to preserve your wealth, how to avoid probate and reduce your taxation. How awesome would it be for you to learn how to increase your cash flow, debt management, emergency fund, put together proper protection, build wealth, and preserve your wealth for you and your family. So that's why we teach people how to conquer their financial future. And we empower people with financial education from all aspects. So HGI, we empower people with financial education on topics such as Rule of 72. It's important for you to learn the Rule of 72 because this is the basic principles of how money doubles over time. You're going to learn about the power of index contracts. So imagine being able to participate in the success of the market with a zero loss guarantee. Imagine that you could put your money where you could never lose a dime of it. And you're going to learn about accelerated living benefits. The fact that life insurance, that you don't have to die to use it. How awesome would it be to actually use your life insurance while you're alive and you don't have to die to use that money? So the wealth flow formula, you're going to learn about the wealth flow formula. Why? Because your financial needs change over time. So you're going to learn about this so that way you can understand how to continue winning for you and your family, guys. So when you think about things like the Rule of 72, right? And you're going to learn that all you have to do is take whatever interest you're receiving on your money and divide it by the 72. So you take 72, you divide it by the number of interest that you're receiving, and that will tell you how many years that your money will double for you or against you. So imagine you learn where to put your $10,000 at the age of 29 and you want to retire at 65 and you put it where you get 2%. 72 divided by 2 equals 36. That means the money will double every 36 years. So that means from 29 to 65, your $10,000 only doubled one time and grew to $20,000 if you get 2%. What if you put it where you get 4%? 72 divided by 4 equals 18. The money doubled every 18 years. So from 29 to 65, your money doubled twice, grew to $40,000. What if you learn where to get 8%? 72 divided by 8 equals 9. Your money doubled every 9 years. So from 29 to 65, your money would have doubled 4 times and grew to $160,000. Wouldn't you like to learn where you could get compound interest up to 8% or more? These are things that we're going to teach you as well. So this is the power of an index contract. You see, many people sacrifice returns for safety, and others sacrifice safety for returns. You see, the indexing brings together the best of both worlds, guys. One of the things I want to share with you, right? This is a scenario of pretty much the example of a market cap company, right? And show you how the stocks have given a return over years. So imagine you invested $100,000 in 1997. Right? As you can see, this is the journey of the $100,000 in the stock market, or if you had a 401k or IRA, that red line is the representation of how it would have grown and performed. But imagine if you would have put it in the strategy of the index strategy. If you would have used the index strategy where you guarantee to never lose every time the market goes down, and you always take actually result of when the market performed quite well. So as you can see, the blue line, look at the very end, you would have over 247 plus $1,000 versus the 219 plus $1,000 if you would have had it in the 401k or IRA. Guys, one of the things that I love about the index strategy is that it guarantees no loss. No loss. So one of the things you got to realize is that you got to learn how to protect your money and not lose your money. So the power of the index contract is that your losses hurt you more than your actual gains help you. And when does 50% cost you 100%? Let's be for real. So when you think about it and look at it, if you're like the example of year one, right? Imagine in year one, you start off with $10,000 and the returns were negative 50%. So that means your gains or your loss, at this point, it would be a loss. You now lost $5,000. So now your ending value in year one is $5,000. But then year two come around, your $5,000 earn another 50%. You made $2,500. So in year two, you have $750, right? That's what it looks like for most of you guys, IRAs and 401ks and stocks and stuff. But let me show you here. This is actually a 25% actual loss from the original beginning. But now, let's say that you need 100% gain to recover from your 50% loss. That's what you need. So if you had a $10,000 and you lost 50% and you went down to 5,000 in the first year, in order for that 5,000 to bounce back to 10,000, you need to have 100% gain, 100% return. When have you heard the industry or the market giving you 100%? So that's why you realize that a loss is a loss. And don't let nobody fool you about dollar cost averaging. A loss is a loss. And you need 100% to remake to get it back. So with index contracts, you never have to recover from a loss, unlike most other products. So accelerating your living benefits, guys, you see, you got to learn how to protect your lifetime savings by using and leveraging of life insurance with accelerated living benefits. So you're going to accelerate your living benefits are essential. This is where we are more likely to get sick before we die. And, things like a heart attack, a stroke, or an invasive cancer, or pretty much, a renal failure or severe, connective, implements and stuff like that. Guys, let me tell you, these terminal or critical illnesses can really, really be detrimental to us. And that's why we really got to prepare ourselves. So the loss of 2 or 6 activities of daily living, right? You may need a CNA or some living assistance who's paying for that. That's where the living benefits could come in for that. How about health insurance will not cover all your costs? Did you know that? So when you think about things lost, like for what? Your mortgage, loss of wages, utilities, food, college, right? Deductibles, co-insurance, uncovered medications or procedures. Who's going to pay for that? So at 65 years of age, we go on Medicare, and Medicare pays $0 for long-term care services after the first 100 days. Did you know that? And that's why life insurance that you don't have to die to use, guess what? Imagine being able to have access to your life insurance death benefit instead of using your lifetime savings for covering chronic and critical and terminal illnesses. You can use your life insurance death benefit while you're alive. These are things that we teach you so that way you can learn how to do this. You got to plan for the future, guys. And you got to be prepared for the future, because these things are not cheap. When you look at the annual median cost for long-term care and adult daycare is over $19 plus $1,000. Homemaker service over $51 plus $1,000. Home health aid over $52 plus $1,000. A nursing home in a private room, $102 plus $1,000. Nursing home, semi-private, over $90 plus $1,000. And assisted living facilities, $48 plus $1,000. Who's going to pay for all of that as you get older? So that's why you'll be able to understand that the wealth flow formula, you need to change in time, but you always need an accelerated living benefits. And that's why you got to learn about how to plan for the future. You know, I've once heard this from my mentor, and he said, there's two things you got to plan for in your lifetime. You got to plan for if you live too long and if you die too soon. So today, you got to learn how to protect your income. You may have young children, high debt, house mortgage. A loss of income would be devastating to you and your family. And then tomorrow, when you get later, you got to learn how to protect your wealth, right? Grown children, lower your debt, mortgage paid, tax-free, lifetime income needed. So you got to plan for both when you're younger and also as you get older. These are things you got to plan for, guys. So these are a wealth of resources, companies that we have worked with. You know, HGI work with great companies out there. We represent some of the top. Talking about companies like AIG, you know, Nationwide, you know, Allianz, Athene, just to name a few of them, Prudential. These are some of the companies that we represent. And we provide a number of top services to you as well. So here's your next step. Let's begin your financial independence plan, right? So here's the thing I want you to do. My commitment to you is that, number one, I'm going to provide a free financial needs analysis for you. And based on your information that you provide, I'll be able to help you. And number two, we'll be able to identify, you know, solutions and strategies that could work for you. And we're going to address your current concerns. We're going to fill out potential gaps, and we're going to start your path to financial independence. So your commitment to me, here's what you have to commit to me. Number one, if when I come back, I could show you a plan that is better for you in every way, and you be the sole judge, is there any reason we couldn't do business? Think about that. And number two, you recommend 10 people exactly like yourself who should pretty much hear the HGI message. I promise to treat them with the same level of professionalism and treat them like how I treat you, and always make sure that it's fair and respectable. So that's all I would ask of you. So say yes to your dreams, guys. And I want to help you and empower you in a major way. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to us. And I can't wait to start working with you. My name is Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator and business coach. And I look forward to empowering you. Remember, you're one decision away from changing the future for the better. So always remember that the choice is always yours. And I know you're going to choose wisely. I'll talk to you soon.